What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the M4 Outdoor channel. I'm TJ again. We got the dogs here, we got some friends over today, and we're gonna do some fun stuff with the crossbows again and with some bows. I got the CenterPoint out, my chronograph finally came in, so we're gonna compare the CenterPoint speed at what it's advertised at versus the Ravin at what it's advertised at, and then how they match up. And then we're also gonna do my Hoyt. I have a Hoyt Turbo Hawk and my buddy Tyler's bear bow. And then my wife also has a Hoyt, and we're gonna compare those and just see how they group. And then also we're gonna shoot the CenterPoint out at 70 and try to even stretch it out to 100 and see what happens. I don't know if it'll make it there or not, but we're gonna find out today. So hope you guys like the video. Here we go. So we talked about this before, guys. The CenterPoint is definitely the harder of the two to get caught. But if you can, it's still faster and easier in my opinion. I had a lot of people getting a little upset with me because I was talking so good about the CenterPoint, but I'm not trying to beef with anybody on here, guys. I'm just trying to give an honest review. Like I said, I don't really care about crossbow hunting, period. I'm just doing this for informational purposes for anybody that might be interested. So here we go. We're going to shoot the first shot with CenterPoint through the chrono and see what comes out of it. This is advertised at 390. So that's 376 with a 100 grain tip. We're gonna shoot one more time. We're gonna do 2 shots with everything. We're gonna do 2 shots with a 125, 2 shots with a 100, and then same thing out of the Ravin. .383 on the second shot, so a little bit faster, but we'll take the average of those and go from there. All right, we're gonna go down there, grab the couple bolts, swap over to 125 grain tips and see what it does. All right, so we're back. We got it swapped over to the 125 grain tips. We're gonna do 2 shots with the 125s and see what happens, see if it changes it up much. I'm sure it's gonna change it up, I just don't know how much. So 365, here Marley, 365 on the first shot. So it dropped it down some, but not as much as I thought it would, really. It's interesting. I'll tell you what though, guys, I am interested in is the difference in kinetic energy downrange. I don't know how to measure that. So if anybody knows how you could measure that, if there's a tool or I don't know what you would do to measure that, drop it in the comments below and I'll see if I can't get one and do that test too. All right, second shot with a 125. .366. So that's pretty close to the same as first shot. That's good that it's shooting that close together. All right, so we got the 2 recordings now for the 100 grain and the 125s on the CenterPoint. We're gonna swap over to the Ravin, do the same thing, 100, 125, and see what happens. All right, guys, we're swapped over to the Ravin now. We're gonna shoot 2 out of it with the 100 grains and see how it matches up. So the average for the CenterPoint with the 100s was 379. So let's just keep that in mind. That was the average of the 2 shots. Marlon, get over here. 367. Find that interesting. So we averaged 379 out of the CenterPoint, and our first shot was a 367. Remember, guys, CenterPoint doesn't sponsor me. Ravin doesn't sponsor me. Nobody sponsors me. And I don't even hunt with a crossbow. So this is not a biased opinion, okay? This is just raw. All right, second shot with the Ravin. .370. So the Ravin's slower. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna go grab those bolts and compare them length to the ones for the CenterPoint, because that will make a difference if they're longer or shorter. And I don't know the weight on them either. I don't really know how bolts range on weight, but that's still interesting. All right, everybody, same thing. We got swapped over to the 125 tips, and we're gonna shoot them out of the Ravin, see what happens. So far, just a little recap. So far, the CenterPoint has shot a touch faster than the Ravin. Now, I did just compare the Ravin bolts to the ones that I bought. I think they're Eastons. And the Eastons are like a 1/4 inch shorter. So that could, you know, have something to do with them going a little bit faster, but still, the Ravin is advertised faster already. It's advertised at 405, whereas the CenterPoint's only advertised at 390. So here we go. 2 shots with the 125s. Here. So first shot is 359. And what was the first shot out of the CenterPoint?
365.
365 with a 125. Tell you guys what I saw the other day, and I don't think they're that new out, but I'm interested in them. Is you know, I talked about the scope on the CenterPoint being just the cheapest scope probably out there, and being able to upgrade to one of these. They actually have an electronic one that does the automatic ranging for you. You click a button, it ranges, and it puts your dot in there wherever it's supposed to and calculates. I'm gonna look into those. That'd be awesome. All right. So a duplicate, 359 again. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Like I said in the first review on them, guys, the Ravins are awesome crossbows. Everybody's kind of getting upset because I'm talking so good about the CenterPoint. I'm not talking bad about the Ravins. I'm just saying the CenterPoint for the money is just as good. It's not as compact, and it weighs a little bit more, but it's performing just as good. So we're gonna round some of this stuff up, and we're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna shoot it at 70 and maybe 100 and see what happens. So here we go. We fixing to spray and pray. Here, here, here. Get over here.
What'd you hold?
Well, we hit it.
What'd you hold?
Can y'all see that? That's 70 yards with the CenterPoint. Now, we're having to stretch it to get out here. My scope ran out of up clicks. But it's reaching out here. So now that we're at 70, we're gonna go ahead and get out to 100 and see what happens. Here we go. All right, everybody. This is the 100-yard shot with CenterPoint. We're gonna do what Bobby Guy says. Spray and pray, baby. Spray and pray. Let's look at it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. First shot, second shot, third shot. This is at 100 yards. Now, I understand it's not a group. I ran out of hashes in my scope, so I just picked a leaf back there and, you know, marked it and sent it. But this is a 16 by 16 target, and we're at 100 yards with a $300 crossbow. What more do you want? So we'll do it with the Ravin too. I'm sure I can probably get a little better group just because I have the ability with the mil dots in the Ravin scope to do it. But I'm impressed. I don't know about y'all, but I am. All right, everybody. So we're gonna shoot the Ravin now at 100. We know that it'll do it. We need some tweaking though. Get down. And really, we're just kind of doing it for fun now. We saw what the CenterPoint will do. I'm throwing up in the air of ordering a Ravin scope to go on the CenterPoint to see what it does, because I couldn't get a good group on the CenterPoint at 100 just for the simple fact that I didn't really have a point of aim in the scope because I ran out of hashes. So I just picked a leaf in the back in a tree and slung it. But if you guys want though, drop it in the comments though, and let me know if you'd like to see the CenterPoint with a good scope on it and see what it'll do. Get down. But here we go. Here's the Ravin at 100. We're going to send 2 shots down range. Looked a little low. Just clicked it up some. All right, guys, we shot 2 from the Ravin at 100, and we are on target. The group's not great, but you know, I don't really know what you expect at 100 yards with a crossbow. But we're on target. This is a 16-inch cube, so that's still impressive. It is still impressive. Watch out, Marley. But anyways, you guys saw what the CenterPoint did versus what the Ravin did, and I'll just tell you guys, we shot the CenterPoint 3 times in a row, click, 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 and all 3 of them were on target. This is actually the 4th shot with the Ravin. The first one, this is the first one, and then second shot it went under and bounced and went way back there, and then third shot, it just went underneath the target. So, what you think, Kens? You think it's good?
Yeah.
Give them a thumbs up.
That give me one?
Yeah, pull it out.
Got it.
All right, you ready to go hunting?
Yeah.
Let's go hunting.
We're going hunting.
All right, everybody, just a little quick recap. You saw what we did with the CenterPoint. We shot it at 100. I was extremely surprised, and it actually, speed-wise, outperformed the Ravin too. And we put them head to head. I did make a wrong statement about the bolts. I was thinking that the Ravin was a little bit longer, which would slow it down, but it's actually not. The shafts are the exact same on them. They're 20 1/8 inches long. The only difference is the knock on the Ravin is a little bit taller, so it looks like it's a little bit longer, but the actual shaft length is the same. But they're both advertised at .003 straightness. I'm curious about that, guys. I've heard different stories. Some people say that all the carbon arrows are the same from .006 all the way down to .001. They all come off the same sheet of carbon. They just reprint different numbers on them. So if you guys know a fact about that, drop it in the comments because I'm curious. But anyways, the hypers, I call these Eastons too. They're not Eastons, they're hypers. The hypers weigh in at 19 grams. I don't have a grain scale yet, guys. I'm gonna get one of those. But for now, we're gonna use the cooking scale. But 19 grams, and the Ravin bolt comes in at 19 grams. So they weigh the exact same. In grams anyways. It may be a slight difference in grains, you know, that's a lot more in depth. But anyways, I'm gonna get one of those so we can tell. But guys, don't forget, we're giving the CenterPoint away. If you haven't seen the giveaway detail video, it's right before this one. Go check it out. You can subscribe to the channel and you can get click the link in the bio and it'll take you directly to the contest entry. You can get different entries by liking or following the Instagram page, and then obviously liking and subscribing on the YouTube channel. Let us know. Thanks for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed the video.